Welcome one and all to the Cine Geeks podcast where movies, TV, and all things geek collide. I'm Roy, still joined by my co-host Angela.
Hello!
Yes, it is that episode.
Yes!
It is that episode where we will be talking about one of the most anticipated films of the year. I would say, hindi lang siguro of the year. Of the past 20 years or 15, I guess. Since lumabas to.
Especially sa mga theater heads.
Yes. And that is, of course, Wicked. Directed by John M. Chu, based on a 2003 Broadway smash hit by Steven Schwartz and Winnie Holtzman. This film stars Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande Butera.
Ooh.
Yes.
But before we continue, we'd like to remind everyone who hasn't done so to follow our pod wherever you listen to podcasts like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, Letterboxd, X, and Blue Sky, so you can join in on the fun. Also visit our website, www.cinegeekspod.com, for the latest in movie, TV, news, and reviews.
All right. And also, please send us your questions, suggestions, and feedback to our email address, cinegeekspod@gmail.com. And by the way, please join us on our Facebook group called Cinegeeks PHHQ. There, you can interact with us and with your fellow Cinegeeks as well.
Okay, eto na. All right. Hit the lights, cue the music, and let's talk about Wicked. Elphaba, a misunderstood young woman because of her green skin, and Galinda, a popular girl, become friends at Shiz University in the land of Oz. After an encounter with the wonderful Wizard of Oz, their friendship reaches a crossroads. Yes.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Yes. We'll get to him maya-maya.
Uh-huh.
The wizard, the titular wizard of yung prequel to eh. So yung sequel,
Ang dami na niyang parts eh.
ang nakakatuwa siyang isipin na yung kung gaano ka intricate yung storytelling nung play at saka yung original film from the 30s.
Even the novels by L. Frank Baum, madaming books yon. It's a series of books.
Yes. Tama ba? Sorry
Yes.
Fact check ko lang yung sarili ko kung kailan lumabas yung
1939, I guess.
yung film.
Starring Judy Garland.
Judy Garland. Yan. 1939.
Yeah.
Okay, sige. Huwag natin patagalin pa. Ange, what did you think of Wicked?
Ako personally, I've always been a fan of musicals.
Yes.
Especially the classic ones. Like, of course, it's a movie, pero Wizard of Oz, I watched it. Yung Judy Garland. Hindi ko na napanood yung silent film, pero yung Judy Garland movie. Pero when it comes to musicals, if we're talking about musicals, I am a big fan of the classics like Jesus Christ Superstar, Phantom of the Opera, Les Miserables, yung mga ganon. Kaya, for me, I consider Wicked one of the new ones na. Oo. Kasi, how old is this musical?
21 years old.
21. Although I'm aware that there is a book muna. Pero yung musical talaga yung yung talagang alam kong sumikat. Ayun, unfortunately, wala siya sa radar ko talaga. Kasi nga, sa classics ako classic musicals So, mga ganyan, Wicked, Hamilton, Tick, Boom. Lately ko na lang siya na-appreciate talaga. Pero itong Wicked, this is the first time I've ever really experienced or even made aware of the story and wala talaga akong alam sa Wicked beforehand. And I'm so happy that was the case. Kasi grabe yung impact niya sa akin. Especially coming from the Wizard of Oz na I always thought the Wicked Witch of the West was the villain. Pero ang ganda nito, ang gandang subversion, ang gandang pag-enrich ng story ng Wizard of Oz na there is another side to that story. And yes, the story of Elphaba is something that needs to be told. It's a great story, in fact.
Tama. Actually, I definitely agree with everything you said. Yung sabi mong sabi mong mas doon ka nakatutok sa mga classic na mga musicals. Ikaw, kung ikukumpara, inevitable naman siya Kung ikukumpara mo yung mga music, yung songs, yung style nung kung paano ginagawa yung mga kanta dun sa mga yung Jesus Christ Superstar, Phantom of the Opera, Les Miserables, mga ganun. How would you compare it dito sa ganitong classic, especially sa Wicked, ito, for you?
This is very modern sounding.
Mm.
Kumpara dun sa mga classics kasi the classic ones, of course, operatic. Andun yung lyricism niya is very parang Shakespearean pa almost.
True.
Pero this time, parang this is the lingua franca of the current generation. Meaning parang it speaks the language of the millennials, of the younger generation. Hindi na siya yung parang antiquated or how should I say it? Parang masyadong matalinghaga.
Yes.
Ganon.
Definitely.
Kasi ganon yung Les Miserables. Ganon yung Phantom of the Opera. Very classic talaga na almost, yun nga, Shakespearean, parang sonnets yung kinakanta nila. Pero ito kasi, there are parang words na sound in the now, in the 21st century.
Parang siyang parang, I mean, mas later na lang to ginawa, syempre. Pero, tama yung sinabi mo na yung style, and we'll get to talking about the film in a moment. Okay? Kasi, magandang i-discuss muna natin ng konti yung sa musical. Kasi, sobrang influential niya.
Yes.
Talaga. And it's worth noting, actually, that the co-creator of Wicked, the musical, okay, si Stephen Schwartz, is actually the composer and lyricist for some of our favorite musical films as well, which is Pocahontas, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Prince of Egypt, Enchanted. Diba? So parang, alam mong talagang classic yung tunog ng mga kantang gagawin. And in adding to what you said about yung sa modernist sound, may actually sinabi kang term na natuwa akong dun siya, may pagka-postmodern siya.
Yes.
Yung, ang tawag dito, yung the way that the songs are composed, na parang pwede mong sabihin na itong ganitong klaseng musical Wicked, yung ginawa nila Schwartz and Holtzman, is, I guess, an inspiration for Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, of course, creator of Hamilton. Yan, sobrang yun. Yun naman, tinake niya yung formula na ginawa ni Wicked, and then
run with it.
Oo, ginawa niyang to 11.
Grabing yun ang postmodern talaga.
Oo, na talagang yung setting lang yung of the past Pero the rest is very, and this is a positive for Hamilton, very anachronistic.
Yes.
Yung pagkakagawa nung
exactly.
Nung music, nung words. 'Di ba? Makita mo yun, naalala mo yun sa yung The Room Where It Happened.
Oo.
'Di ba? Yung ganun, or yung
I'm not giving my
not
shot.
giving away my shot, yung ganun, or kahit yung kanta ni King George.
You'll be back. LSS ako dun Pero, ayun nga, going back naman.
Pero, sige, ayun. So, we've talked about yung ating initial thoughts about Wicked the musical. What did you think of Wicked the film? Ikaw?
Wicked the film is ripe na for the creation of the movie.
Adaptation, yes.
The adaptation because of the success of the musical. Which is why it's good nga that we talked about the musical first. Kasi ito naman yung nag-pave ng way for it to become a film that we are discussing right now. So, Wicked the film is the perfect adaptation of a musical, if I do say so myself. Kasi it captured the essence of the musical, but it still made it so cinematic that a movie goers or the people who will go into this IP for the first time without even without seeing the musical first like me, I haven't seen the musical. Pero alam mo yon, it just transports you to that world. And I don't mind the pacing. It is a long movie.
Yes.
Much like musicals, because musicals are long. Diba? Pero yun nga it's the perfect adaptation of a musical play. Na transported into the silver screen for moviegoers to experience and enjoy. Ang galing ng pagkakagawa niya visually, yung pagkakasunod-sunod and pagkaka-pace ng mga songs, and without of course sacrificing the attention span of the younger ones kasi it's a long movie.
Yes.
It's quite expected na parang you will lose the crowd kapag sobrang haba ng movie, but it did not. I can see a lot of young audience members na talagang captured sila all throughout. Pero ikaw, what about you? What did you think naman?
Yes, I definitely agree na sobra niyang one of the best film adaptations of a musical ever. Actually, ito, bago tayo nag-start mag-record, tinitignan ko na yung mga yung may listahan ako ditong binuksan sa IndieWire na list of the best movie musicals. Okay? Not necessarily parang adapted from a play. May mga iba dito na talagang movie musical na siya. Oo. Pero if I may invoke or siguro attract people saying blasphemy, pwede ko siyang ihilera dun sa unang West Side Story na ganong kagandang adaptation siya. Hindi yung kay Spielberg yung kina Robert Wise pa.
Yes.
Yung 1961. Ganon siya kaganda na adaptation. It's a miracle na the play has survived for this long, having such a very cinematic scope. So it speaks to how wonderfully made yung musical itself. If for 21 years it's been running and captivating audiences worldwide.
Yes.
And then dun sa moment na pinili nilang gawin na siyang sine, parang mas gumanda pa siya. Di ba? Na parang mas nag-open up yung world niya. Mas naging expansive siya. Kasi may mga musical na pwede nating sabihin, ayoko naman sabihin one note. Or parang masyadong dependent dun sa shtick niya. Okay? Eto, sige. Alam kong ito, mainis ka sa akin. Pero ako personally, yung mga katulad nung parang Moulin Rouge. Or yung Chicago. Okay? Yun, sige. Yes. We're going there. Hindi ko sinasabing pangit sila. Okay? Not at all. Not at all. Pero kasi, masyadong singular or near singular yung scope ng mga musicals na yon as a musical. So parang wala siyang opportunity pa to parang enrichen. Tama ba? Is that a word? Wala siyang opportunity
well, in the land of Oz, that can be a word.
True. Wala siyang opportunity to become richer as a film. Kumbaga, kasi parang ang nangyayari na doon, they're basically translating the musical as it is to film. Kumbaga, may mga iba nga na parang nagiging bit niya na yung parang mechanics nung sa stage. Tinatranslate niya dun sa sine. Yon.
Pero
Sige, go.
Kasi yung comparison mo is...
Sorry, fighting words ba?
Hindi naman. Yung comparison mo lang kasi
sige.
ng musicals like Chicago and Moulin Rouge is parang hindi siya, parang apples and oranges for me. Kasi, of course, we all know Wicked is already a spin-off from the original story of The Wizard of Oz. Pero wait lang.
Sige, go.
Grabe, musical debates na ba to? Pero kasi,
musical fights.
Marami na kasing IP na pwedeng ipag-expandan ng Wicked. There are books. There is the musical, of course. And there are other movies na pwede pang paghugutan ng lore nitong Wicked. Which is why the world is expansive already. Even before they made the movie. But Chicago is a standalone. Wala siyang ibang mga properties, wala siyang books, wala siyang past movies of past decades pa. Walang ganun.
Ito sa akin I am not dissing yung mga ganung yung mga musical na yun. Not at all. What I mean to say is para siyang para siyang mas yung Les Miserables nung kina Hugh Jackman. Na ito, if some of you listening are old enough to remember, kasi merong binibenta dati sa parang yung mga Astrovision, Astroplus na VHS nung pag-shoot nung play. Parang yung kung paano sa Hamilton sa Disney Plus, parang gano'n. Na ang set lang niya ng Les Miserables is basically yung blockade. Yung ginawa nilang mga upu-upuan lamesa doon sa may cafe nila.
Yung kung saan nila kananta yung
yung one day, hindi, ano man.
One day. Hindi, yung ano,
You
this
do
is
you
the
hear
song.
the people sing? Yun. Doon nila yun sa part na yun. Yun yung parang centerpiece niyang set. Kumbaga, halimbawa, ito, alam ko tama na ito, naalala ko to. Yung Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, nung stage siya ni Trumpets, more than 20 years ago pa, sa Meralco Theater,
Wow.
ang kanyang set, basically, is the wardrobe in the middle. And then kapag pumasok sila dun sa Narnia, gigilid siya bigla. Yun, ganon. Yun yung sinasabi ko. Na parang, yung mga, katulad kasi ng Moulin Rouge, na parang, it's basically the theater. Yung kung saan yung burlesque theater niya. Or kung sa Chicago, it's just alternating between the prison and the courtroom. Yun, dun majority ng kwento niya eh. Dito sinasabi ko na parang, mas more siyang parang Les Miserables nila Hugh Jackman kasi na-translate siya well into film. Nag-widen yung world niya, kumbaga. Na parang naging fully fleshed out and lived in yung mundo. Parang like yung kina Eddie Redmayne na dati, kasi pag pinapanood mo yon, ini-imagine mo lang na pag mag-iiba ng lugar. Kasi magiging background lang ganon.
Yes.
Diba?
So parang hindi siya parang stage set.
Yun. I guess that's it. Sorry, yung haba nila. Yun, ang haba ng inikot ko, yun na yung gusto ko sabihin. Or, example, parang sa Miss Saigon.
Okay.
Na the helicopter is ever present there.
Okay.
Yung ganong set. Yung the way this was translated into film, it's perfect for film talaga.
I think the entire concept of Oz naman talaga is mas talagang appropriate for film than stage eh.
Well, true, I guess.
Kasi talagang, alam mo yon, when you are in Oz, when you're in Munchkinland, and when you're in Emerald City, magkaiba talaga yung aesthetic ng iba't ibang lugar na yon. So, I think this is, major props to production design of the film kasi grabe yung work and detail that was given lovingly to the set of this film. Talagang ramdam mo na you are transported to a different world every time mag-iiba yung setting niya. And, when mas focused kay Glinda yung scene, the composition of the set, of the production is so well made and so pleasing to the eyes. I mean, grabe talaga.
Sige, yun. We're gonna start getting down to brass tacks, talking about the nitty-gritty of the film, starting with that, production design. Kasi ito, sabihin na natin na, spoiler alert, everything about this film screams award-winning talaga.
Yes, talagang
so,
excellence.
Sinimulan mo yung doon sa production design. It's the production designer si Nathan Crowley, Academy Award winner.
Winner already.
Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, let me correct myself. He is a multiple-time, 6-time Academy Award nominee.
Okay. Pero ang gaganda ng mga,
Pero tingnan mo naman yung mga, kung saan siya nominated for production design. The Prestige, The Dark Knight. Oh my God! He is Nolan's resident. Kaya pala, habang pinapanood natin itong scene ito, oh my God, I can feel na I love this film. I just don't know why I love it.
Pero coming from those movie na very monochromatic na Nolan signature production set na very toned down, very subdued, and neutral colors, di ba? Ito, biglang sobrang nagpa-pop. Grabe yung colors, grabe yung almost like Barbie. If you can, di ba? Para siyang Barbie, pero in a very uniquely Oz way.
True. Kaya pala, sige, confession, nung sinisimulan natin panoorin tong Wicked, actually, I didn't actually care for it so much.
Same.
Kasi nga para siyang, it's been 20 years. Tapos nung dumaan yung musical dito sa atin nung sa Soler, parang, hindi naman sumagi sa utak. I mean, naalala ko ng ilang beses ka na saan, papapanoodin ba natin to? Gusto mo ba manood? Parang kung, okay lang, sige. Tapos natapos na, meron pa ba ng Wicked? Tapos, wala na. Okay. Sad.
Hindi tayo masyado invested.
Hindi tayo invested, hindi tayo excited for it. Pero nung habang nag-progress yung scene, para siyang mas more na parang, okay, I'm starting to understand the hype behind not just this film, pero the musical itself. Talaga. So yun, nagsimula tayo sa production design, 6-time, magiging 7 yan.
Yes,
7-time
definitely.
Academy Award nominee Nathan Crowley.
Magmamaktol ako pag di siya na-nominate.
Baka dito pa siya manalo. Talaga?
Grabe yung production design.
Sino ba ang natin? Ang ating frontrunner for the year? Dune? Sorry. As much as I love Dune, Wicked, na ang panalo dito for production design.
Oo.
They win it.
And can we move on to the next one na sobrang grabing award-winning din sa excellence?
Sino siya? Go.
Costume design.
Yes.
Costume design, makeup and hairstyling. Grabe talaga eh. Sobrang, alam mo, para siyang almost like Wonka.
True.
Ganon.
True.
Actually, para sa akin nga, parang napaka-underrated ng Wonka eh.
Yep. Costume by this film by Academy Award nominee Paul Tazewell for West Side Story ni Spielberg. At hindi lang yun, may nakita pa ako dito isa. Siya ang costume designer ng Hamilton.
Whoa!
Wala na, finish na.
Oo.
Wala na, finish na.
Grabe yung powerhouse team ni John M. Chu, no?
At
Talagang
sige.
he pulled all the best people.
Sige, let's talk about him. Let's talk about director John M. Chu. May pinapanood ka sa akin kanina na video sa Vanity Fair ba yun? Yung The Job interview? Or Wall Street Journal?
I'm not sure.
Sige, i-double check mo.
I've been watching a lot.
Basta, yun. Ngayon, yung kanyang filmography, okay? That shall we say, ayoko namang sabihin na doesn't really inspire confidence. Pero kasi, parang step up to. For our generation, it's a very life-changing film for some. Kasi alam ko marami ako mga kaibigan ng college na talagang nung lumabas to, sambang-samba talaga sila. Talagang araw-araw, biglang makita mo, magkikripwalk na lang kasi biglang pinapalabas yung step up to.
WSJ, sorry.
Wall Street Journal, yeah. Tapos, siya yung director ng G.I. Joe, Retaliation.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Pero, nung nag-Now You See Me siya, parang siya medyo, two, hindi yung una, two. Yung mas, ayokong mabigyan masyadong madaming praise yung sining yun kasi it's not really a good film. It's okay.
It was okay,
Pero, may memorable sequence siya na sobrang magical ng pagkakagawa. Naalala mo yung pinapadaan nila yung card ng code dun sa may parang safe sa China.
I really don't
Tapos
remember that movie.
Sila. yung ano siya sa parang lugar na puti. Tapos yung parang sinasleight of hand nila yung parang card-like na parang chip. Lagi nasa Facebook yun, nasa Reels yun eh. Makikita ko na yun.
May Reels na ba nung panahon na yun?
Hindi. Ngayon, nasa Reels siya. Makikita.
Okay.
Sige, wait. Tiyan ko sa'yo Yan, nalala mo na.
Parang naalala.
Yan. No, okay, sige yan. Okay, so nakita na ni Ange yung sinasabi kong sequence na Now You See Me Too. Magaling siyang mag-compose ng scenes na sobrang may kinetic excitement.
Tsaka yung merong optical kilite.
Yon, oo. Na talagang parang, basta ang galing niya dun sa ganung klase na, yun, I mean, sige, we'll run with that term. Optically nakakakilite siya, talaga. Kasi ang dami dito sa Wicked din.
Sobrang visually intriguing ng kanyang camera work.
Oo.
'Di ba? Grabe yung lente niya talaga,
direction
unique.
Niya.
Oo.
Yan, yung way niyang pag-visualize nung parang what everyone is going to do to make that vision happen. Yan alam niya yung singular yung vision niya eh. Kaya parang kung titignan mo yung filmography niya, well, I mean, with the exception of Crazy Rich Asians. Kasi, sobrang special nun eh.
Pero actually he managed to actually make that almost fantastical.
So parang may you can
sequence
see.
Na na parang may pagka-Oz, parang nandun na yung hint.
Parang parang yung One Short Day.
Hindi.
Diba?
Not quite
not
that.
Like that. Okay.
Pero as in, talagang if you care to see that movie, grabe. Maganda din 'yun.
Yes, definitely go see that. Pero yun nga, as a director of films na grabe yung kinetic energy, especially since yung mga earlier niya, yung mga step up, puro sayaw. So alam mong talagang ipoposisyon niya yung camera dun sa pagkuha ng movement, nung elegance nung paggalaw nung mga actors niya.
So alam mo, I can actually compare him. He is Chad Stahelski to dance.
Yes. Kung ano si Stahelski sa action, tama.
Ganun yung napaka-sure-handed vision niya.
True, that is true.
Di ba?
Grab, nga, no?
Snappy and may groove pa din. Groovy and napaka-energetic without being too much. Pero it's not overwhelming you with so much camera movement.
So movement. Yes. Kasi may mga parts dito na parang yung mga smaller dance movements, I would say in a musical like this, yung parang naglalakad sila. Yung sa yung What's This Feeling ba yun? Yung pangalan kanta yan? Tama ba? Yung basta yun, naglalakad sila lahat dun sa Shiz University.
Yeah.
Tapos yung meron silang parang
Yung classmates ni Glinda.
may head tilt silang ganon na habang nagdadali shot na paatras yung camera. Yung mga ganong sayaw parang in another director's hand, it wouldn't feel kinetic. It wouldn't feel exciting. Pero yun sabi mo kanina, optically nakakakiliti siya. Panoorin na yung kuhang-kuha niya yung sayaw
Even the dances in the background, meron siyang mga parang physical gags na ginagawa sa background na nakaka-capture mo pa rin kahit nasa lang sila.
Oo. And working in tandem, of course, with cinematographer Alice Brooks. Yung pinababad, yun nga tama, ang ganda na sabi mo, thank you, yung parang si Chad Stahelski for musicals or dance movies. Kasi kung sa action, ayaw natin yung ang daming cut.
Tsaka alam mong daya.
Oo, dinadaya.
Alam mo dito na talagang these are professional dancers in their element.
Or at least the actors were trained to dance.
Oo.
Talaga.
Kasi ang daming mga wide shot na hindi mo madadaya na double yon.
Yung isa sa mga pinaka-favorite ko na mga dance sequence dito, yung sa Ozdust. Yung pagdating nila dun sa club. Tapos yung parang dancing in concert silang lahat sabay-sabay. Bago dumating si Elphaba. Ganda.
Yung mga ganong klaseng mga dance, I mean, West Side Story of Spielberg also had those sequences pero not quite as good or as visually stunning and captivating as this one.
Hindi na maintain, I would say. Tama ka Hindi na maintain. Kasi may isang sanang, he was on the cusp of greatness, kumbaga, si Spielberg.
Wow.
Doon sa West Side. Sorry again, blasphemy.
I mean, Spielberg loves musicals, pero he has different strengths.
Iba yung mata niya Iba yung mata niya Yung mata niya kasi mas more, ayoko sabihin na parang mas old man na mabagal. Ganon. Para talagang sweeping na hindi kinetic masyado. Pero kasi may isa siyang ginawang sequence doon sa West Side Story. Doon sa In America.
Yan.
Ando na sana
Yung parang dance-off doon sa gym?
Hindi sa gym, yung dance-off sa streets.
Oo.
Kung na-maintain niya yung energy nun,
all throughout
whole film, we would be talking about West Side Story Spielberg until now. Even comparing it to this. Pero yun nga para siyang nabigyan lang tayo ng taste dun of what could have been. Na paano sana, sige, revisionist history, paano sana kung yung West Side Story ni Spielberg, nag-executive produce na lang siya, tapos si John Chu ang nag-direct.
Which is funny because dun nga sa pinanood nating video of John M. Chu, basically telling the story of how he directed Wicked, sinabi niya doon na mentor niya si Steven Spielberg and they connected on their mutual love for musicals.
Exactly.
Pero ayun, going back nga, the film, I guess, props din should go to the choreographers.
True.
And the backup dancers, yung chorus.
Oo.
Kasi sa kanila din nakadepende yung energy
Yes.
'Di ba? Na-sustain din nila and they matched the strong leads.
Oo.
Kasi, I mean, we are eventually gonna go to them. Pero, grabe. This is gonna be so worth it talaga.
We just really have to give each of these important elements of this film their due. Kasi talagang we are sitting literally on a gold mine here as a film na parang kahit ako nga din di ba bago natin panoorin to, pinapakita na nakikita natin sa Twitter, sa Reddit, yung hype na parang yung sa States. Kasi sinasabi na sinabi ko sa ito noon bago natin pinanood siya nung last Saturday na, alam mo ba itong Wicked, this film had the biggest Academy screening since Oppenheimer.
So that was just last year.
Pero yung ganun siya ganun sila ka-confident. And yung response niya after, parang unanimous acclaim. Talaga. And
then, sinabi din na one of the best musicals in the 21st century. Yun yung parang mga tall claims niya na parang, totoo ba?
Parang may nagsasabi na this movie is gonna win all the awards. Parang, okay.
Of course, I know na baka hinahype lang nila because there's Ariana, tapos, di ba, theater kid talaga si Cynthia Erivo.
Tsaka sinabi din to dati nung kahit bagong yung Joker, na parang, you know what, contender tong Joker 2 kasi grabe yung acting ni Lady Gaga. Tsaka ni Joaquin Phoenix, parang, may isa pa nagsabi na, pwede bang manalo yung same actor for the same role in a sequel? Parang, Okay, sure.
Yun, actually, I think that's where we were coming from. Na parang, okay, there's this movie musical, quote-unquote, na sobrang ganda daw and sobrang galing daw ng performances. And then, parang na-let down tayo ng Joker
True.
when it comes to musicals. That's why we lowered our expectations for Wicked. And, grabe naman, na-blown away talaga tayo dito sa Wicked.
Grabe
talaga.
naman yung bigla na namang ano niya, yun nga na, blown away. So, you were saying about the choreographers,
Aha.
props to Christopher Scott, Wayne Cliento, Emilio Dosal, Comfort Fedoki, Will Loftis. Yan, that's them. The team.
Grabe.
Sobrang galing.
Oo.
Speaking of choreography, may isang moment dito na, sige, segue na natin to the actors na.
Yes.
Yan. May isang piece of choreography dito na talagang sobrang, in my opinion naman, cemented why sobrang rising star. Ayoko nga sabihin rising star. Parang siguro sabihin natin na superstar making turn na to. Para kay Ariana Grande Butera.
Oo.
Yung
Butera.
Butera.
With
yes.
Butera. Don't forget.
Hindi na yan. Kailangan na yan. After nung popular na song,
Mm.
or yung ending nung song na popular. Yon. Na,
Yung la la
Yo.
la. Mm.
diba? Na parang, iniisip ko since Saturday nung una natin napanood ko, ano yung parang, hindi man ginagaya, pero parang ano yung napanood na natin in the past that evoked that same feeling na parang, wow. And ngayon lang nag-click sa akin,
Aha.
it felt like watching Gene Kelly dance in Singing in the Rain again.
Oo nga, no?
Ganun siya ka parang, wow. Napaka-arresting niya kung gaano ka talagang bigay na bigay and ramdam mo yung parang yung joy coming out of her performance.
Actually.
Diba?
Alam mo, isa pang compare ko actually sa performances din ni Ariana.
Mm.
Para siyang si Julie Andrews
Sa
Sound of Music.
yon.
Ganun ka-energetic, ganun ka sobrang vibrant nung presence niya on screen na every time she's there, talagang grabe yung nag-e-exude yung charisma niya. The Riz is rizzing. Grabe.
Okay. As the young people say.
Sabi yan ng mga kabataan.
Pero, yon, on the subject of Ariana Grande Butera, we always, ayoko naman sabing parang, ano yung tawag doon? Parang we ridicule? No, ridicule is not the right term eh. Parang medyo mayroon tayo reservations. Yan. Meron tayong reservations anytime there's someone who's not an actor per se, okay? Trying to parang cross over into film acting. Especially yung mga singers. May mga nag-prove sa atin wrong recently. Or sila Lady Gaga. Yung ganon.
Barbra Streisand.
Yung, oo.
Yung mga magagaling. Julie Andrews.
Pero kasi sila na yung...
Regine Velasquez. Sarah Geronimo. Ang dami kong example na may bibigay.
I mean, the last one is debatable. Pero...
Grabe siya.
Hindi, pero kasi ito. Sige, Ariana Grande.
Butera.
Butera, sorry. Ariana Grande Butera. We know her more as a pop star.
Yes.
Okay? Mas more siyang... Parang mai-relate mo siya more to just, pop songs. Not to, and I'm sorry if this is personal this does not parang represent what Ange thinks. Ako sa akin, I would think na parang her being a pop star sort of makes her work, ayoko sabing disposable, pero parang forgettable. Yun. Dahil pop star, parang if you're on the number one song this week, next week, iba na yan. Okay?
I mean, that's understandable.
Yun.
But, on the other side naman, on the flip side, I think it's fair din naman to recognize na meron din naman siyang acting body of work. Like, pero hindi serious acting jobs.
True.
Like, katulad ng mga ginagawa na Lady Gaga as of late.
As of late.
Pero, I mean, Ariana Grande always was an actress before she became a pop star.
That's true, I guess.
Pero mas more sitcom-y siya kasi she was a child star, 'di ba? Nickelodeon, Sam and Cat, Victorious. And ano din nagustuhan ko din yung mga skits niya sa SNL eh. So I always knew na talagang meron siyang potential to be a great comedic actress.
Yun na nga sobrang konti lang yung nakakita nun eh.
True. Hindi siya mainstream.
Hindi siya mainstream masyado. Although sabihin na yung mga bilanggit mo mga show, yung Nickelodeon, ganun, or SNL. Especially sa the rest of the world. Okay? Hindi siya, you wouldn't consider it mainstream. Not unless may cable ka, or two, dialed in ka sa pop culture ng Amerika talaga to the max.
Yeah.
At alam mo yung SNL.
Mm. Or yung mga Sam and Cat.
Yung mga samin, yun. Yun, yung may cable ka, nung bata ka. Which is not a luxury that everybody has.
True.
Yung before.
Mm-mm.
Okay? Ngayon, wow, what a revelation.
Yes,
siya
yes.
dito.
Grabe.
Oh, yay.
Kahit ako shook din
Give
ako.
her the awards now.
Oo. I already knew she was funny, but damn, girl. Talagang grabe.
Grabe.
Para siyang maiko-compare ko sa star-making turn ni Jennifer Hudson sa Dreamgirls.
Yeah. Did we talk about that before we watched it nung Sabado? Na parang, alam ko meron tayong nabanggit dun na ano tawag dito yung, what you call that? Meron na namang musical. Tapos, may, yung hindi naman, yung pinaka quote-unquote sikat na part nung musical film na yon is a supporting role. Kasi si Jennifer Hudson was from American Idol. Yung so to speak. Sikat, I'm using it in a relative term. Relative way. Yun. Pero, hindi mo ini-expect na siya pala yung magdadala, yung mag-carry ng sine on her shoulders. Kasi dun sa Dreamgirls, mas mo in-expect mo si Eddie Murphy.
Si Beyonce.
Saka si Beyonce.
Kasi
yon.
Talagang ano na yun Kaya nila ginawa yun. They made that movie for Beyonce talaga.
So dito, ang pwede mong sabihin na yung Beyonce dito, si Cynthia Erivo. We'll get to her in a moment kung bakit ganun yung feeling ko. Pero kasi, since this is part 1 of a complete story, mas binigyan nila ng shine muna si Galinda.
With a G.
With a G.
The G is silent.
Yan. Mas kwento ni Galinda to muna Kasi I feel na part 2 is gonna be more Elphaba's story. Talaga.
Well, I wouldn't know. Our listeners who have seen the musicals, listeners? I think, would know.
Would you know? Pero yun yung
What
sa
do you
akin,
know?
Yun yung sa akin ng ano ko, na kaya binigyan nila ng talagang chance to really shine so bright. Si Ariana is because yun nga, part 2 will be more Elphaba-centric. And boy, does she run away with that spotlight dito sa part 1. Talaga.
Talagang she made the role her own. Kahit na ang dami ng naging Glinda in the past. Parang, this is uniquely Ariana.
Talaga. Grabe yung comedic timing niya. Grabe yung delivery. Alam mo yung, nakakatawa kasi sikat na siya She's a pop star. Pero parang, for all intents and purposes, she's a pop superstar.
Yes.
Pero parang, is it possible for a pop superstar to now become a film superstar din? Yung parang,
nagiging sobrang another prong has entered or has presented.
Diba na parang, grabe yung nadagdagan na naman ng Infinity Stone.
Grabe.
Yung gauntlet niya. Parang ganon.
Insanely talented vocalist.
Oo.
Tapos add to that, an insanely talented actress. Grabe.
She's gonna win. Ako sa akin.
Talaga. Wow, bold na yan
Bold prediction.
Bold
Kasi
prediction.
Yung isang contender naman for that, yung si Isabella Rossellini naman.
For
Conclave. I'll be releasing yung written review namin for that. Basically telling why she's not going to win.
Well, my other supporting actress nominee would be Margaret Qualley.
Okay, now we have a fight. Pero
between her and Ariana.
Ariana. Sorry, Ariana pa rin ako. Mas,
iba no? Iba yung grabe. Electric siya.
Oo,
grabe.
Kung paano in-own ni Ariana DeBose yung West Side Story. Ganun yung level ng talagang pag take over ni Ariana.
Pag-carry niya ng movie, no?
Oo, talaga.
But then, don't ever say that for Cynthia kasi grabe din yung performance ni Cynthia Erivo
dito.
dito.
Sige, yun. Now we're gonna go to Cynthia Erivo. And the reason why we want to save, of course, the best part of the film for last. Okay, even if we say na parang medyo she's taking a backseat here, iba pa rin yung pag kumakanta siya. Grabe.
Alam mo, I never imagined somebody outshining Ariana vocally.
Yes.
Kasi Ariana is, 4 octaves na singer with the whistle register. Sobrang grabe yung range ng boses niya. And she can practically sing anything right now, 'di ba? Madami din siyang influences. I mean, she has soul in her music, she has pop, she has R&B, rap, all that. Sobrang prolific na niya as a singer. Who can best her? and who can outshine her or parang at least be at par with her vocally. Kasi wala pa akong nakitang pop star na ka-level niya. And here comes Cynthia Erivo. Naggrabe. Talagang she held her own and surpassed all expectations. She defied gravity. Literal.
Grabe yung ano pa lang to yung nung pinapanood natin siya. And we were lucky to have seen the film twice before this came out. The second time we saw it last November 19 sa Gateway Cineplex. Yung una palang mga kanta, yung The Wizard and I, grabe yung sobrang nakakadala ng pagkakakanta niya na the crowd just spontaneously burst in applause. In the middle of a movie na kanta, parang siyang naging musical, parang tayo nanonood ng musical. Kasi nung Sabado, yung unang labas nun for anyone to see.
Yeah.
Medyo parang may stunt pa tayo Kaya parang medyo parang, okay, wow, what did I just see? Pero ito parang mas more na general public yung kasama natin. Somewhat. Talagang, boom. After nung The Wizard and I, alam mo na parang, okay, yeah, she's going to eat up part 2 of this story. Pag yun talagang yung core, yung emotional core na ni Elphaba yung papanoorin natin.
Grabe. Sobrang speechless ako kay Cynthia. I don't know how to describe her other than spectacular. Talagang superstar din siya. Parang it's not just Ariana's movie.
True.
Yun yung magugulat din yung ibang mga manonood na are only there for Ariana without thinking or without giving any thoughts for Cynthia Erivo. Well, prepare to be blown away. Prepare to be mesmerized by Cynthia Erivo because damn, grabe yung power ng voice niya.
It's funny you say that kasi yun nga, we know that a lot of people are gonna be coming in for Ariana, expecting Ariana the pop star. And they're gonna be surprised by how great she is as an actress. And parang nakahanap pa siya ng isa pang gear sa pagkanta pa.
This is a different side. This is Ariana as you never heard her before.
True. Tapos yun na nga, pagdating nun kay Cynthia Erivo, na for the ones who siguro aren't really aware of her body of work, majority, understandable naman, talagang tatatak sila parehas sa lahat ng manonood nito. Most especially because of these movies. Oh my God. God. Grabe yung last, alam mo yung parang gusto ko siyang ulit-ulitin panoorin if only for the last 15 minutes of this film. Talagang
grabe.
Sabihin ko na lang na yung kanyang mic drop dito sa sining to, para siyang yung nung kinuha ni Cap yung Mjolnir sa Avengers Endgame.
Ganon, no?
Ganon yung level lang talagang, yes! Yes! Kahit sabihin
sobrang satisfying talaga.
And it's funny kasi parang for all intents and purposes, it's not supposed to be satisfying. Kasi this is part 1. Pero parang
it's a cliffhanger.
It's a cliffhanger.
But people cheer on a cliffhanger.
Diba? Parang
grabe.
Ang maiisip ko lang dito, ito, sinabi natin to nung nung sinabi ko sa ito nung Sabado, nung 16, kung natin pinanood, parang yung last time na natatandaan kong nakapanood ako ng sine na ganitong rapturous yung applause at the end, Dark Knight Rises pa, 2012. Pero, nung pinanood ko siya ulit nun, parang immediately biglang nabasag yung parang, ay, okay, I mean, this doesn't really deserve applause. Pero ito, nung 16, palakpakan sa dulo din. Pero ito, parang nung 19, nung pinanood natin, parang mas deserved yung applause pa talaga.
So, please don't be ashamed to applaud when you watch it.
Grabe.
Because it really deserves it.
Oo.
Parang you will be physically compelled to clap, if not stand up or give a standing ovation to that movie.
Ay, God.
Grabe yun.
Yes.
And it just do what feels right for you. Kasi marami iba na parang nahihiya na magano, pero talagang di mo mapigilan. Promise talaga.
You trust us when we say na you can't help but cheer at the end of this movie. Talaga.
Grabe yung sobrang niyang powerful enough to push you into, acting on and expressing your appreciation talaga.
That's true.
Whew.
Grabe.
Of course, let's also mention the performances of the supporting cast like Jonathan Bailey.
Oo. I mean, mas familiar ka sa work niya dahil sa Bridgerton.
Pero
Okay.
grabe, I never realized how good he is din pala.
Galing nga sumayaw.
Theater kid din pala siya. And he's a dancer,
Galing.
classically trained, I believe.
True.
Ang galing din ng comedy niya. He evokes parang
Dan Stevens.
Dan
Parang
Stevens.
Dan Stevens sa Eurovision. Parang ganun.
And also Prince Charming from Shrek.
Parang ganun. Oh, may ganun din siya. Oo.
Para siyang ganon.
Oo.
Or ano nga parang sino ba to? Si Guy sa Tangled?
Si Flynn Rider. We don't talk about Flynn Rider anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
The character,
The character,
not the
sige.
actor.
Sige, the character. Okay. Tapos, ano pang actor? Michelle Yeoh. Galing.
Mm.
Si Madame Marble.
Morrible. Marble.
Marble. Si Madame
Madame Marble.
Marble. Peter Dinklage in a role na will let you decipher who he is.
Yes.
Sige.
And also, last but not the least,
Ay, God.
the wonderful wizard himself. The
Yes.
wonderful...
Jeff Goldblum.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's Jeff Goldblum.
Being Jeff
Ano
Goldblum.
pa bang notes ang pwede mo ibigay doon? He always is delightful.
Yes.
Pero tinanong kita after natin manadali, parang mas more ba siyang parang yung normal Jeff Goldblum or pa siyang yung chaos na
Zeus.
Yung Zeus na Jeff Goldblum?
Hindi, medyo may pagka-scary siya dun sa
Zeus.
chaos eh.
Okay.
Pero magaling din siya dun.
Sa palagay-
Sayang nga canceled na
Sa
siya.
palagay mo lalabas yung Zeus Jeff Goldblum sa 2?
I think so.
Yes, we
Oo. Kasi syempre, magkakaroon ng pagtutuos yan.
Hype. Yes.
Wow. Ano ba tawag sa fans ng Wicked? Wicked heads. Wick heads. Wick head ka na.
No, kailan natin ito na-record? Nirecord natin to gabi ng 20.
Mhm.
So, kanina, may thing ako na I always want to see, if there's a blockbuster film, I always want to see kung kumusta yung benta ng tickets, kumbaga. Especially on opening day. Kasi pag mga Marvel, ganun, just titingnan ko lang. Kanina titingnan ko, grabe, lahat ng sinihan, puno.
Oh.
On a Wednesday.
This is
And may pasok pa, ha?
This is a great week for movies.
Yes, super. Parang last week, Hello Love Again. Tapos ito ngayon, Wicked. Tapos next week, Gladiator!
Yay! Next week na ba?
Next week nabawi yung nabawi yung
Yung
tawag
initial
dito.
date na dapat sa December pa?
Hindi mo yung nabawi yung, kasi we've had a slew of misfires for the past few months.
Mhm.
Kumbaga na parang, God, ito na naman, parang paulit-ulit yung mga cookie cutter ng mga sine.
Mga sequelitis.
Oh, pero ngayon lumalabas na yung parang, yes, here are the good films. Yes, magpapasko na nga. Maganda na ang mga sine.
We eating good.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
anything to add?
I think we've already
Sabi
said,
naman lahat.
grabe bumula na yung bibig natin. This is longer than our usual
Parang
episode.
ngayon lang tayo ulit nag 1 hour since Deadpool.
Yeah. Pero sobrang well-deserved naman.
Well-deserved din.
I don't think we can talk about it enough. Kasi we are already scheduled for a third viewing.
In the 4th?
Pero ganun kasi siya ka-satisfying. Ganun siya ka-feel good.
Sobra.
Oo.
Alam mo, tinatandaan ko pa lang yung mga musical numbers niya. Kahit yung Dancing Through Life.
Mhm.
Yung isang buong mahabang yun.
Mhm.
Yung mga almost 20 minutes na sequence ng Dancing Through Life.
Oo nga.
Pero, yun na nga for a 2 hour and 40-minute film, hindi ko siya naramdaman, ha?
Oo.
Both times.
You will never get bored in
You'll
this
never
movie.
get bored. Kaya parang ang dami mong, sige, babalik lang tayo sa Reddit. Makita na parang, oh my God, haba naman. Musical na nga siya, tapos 2 hours and 40 minutes pa.
Tapos part 1 pa lang.
Part 1 pa lang, parang no, this movie's gonna fail. Parang kung, movie. Ano yun? Watch, sabi dun? Hold My Beer. Sabi ni Wicked, dun sa mga coops na yun. Yeah. And, also, for Wicked, sige na, bigyan natin yung rating natin.
Yeah.
Siguro, kung hindi pa obvious sa bububula ng bibig natin
Yeah.
yung gabi.
Giving it a rating of A+. Woo! Isang riff nga dyan.
Yeah, anong riff?
Hindi ko kaya. Si Cynthia lang may kaya.
Oo. Grabe. A+.
Yeah.
Talaga. And, meron nang naka-knock off sa Perch ni Dune Part 2.
Sa Best Picture?
For Best Picture sa akin.
Wow!
Hindi ako magugulat kung manalo to. Yung mga nagsasabing Anora yung frontrunner. go rethink your life. Walang sinabi tong Anora dito sa scene na to. This deserves every award next year. Promise.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I guess that's it. Siguro pag hindi pa natin to pinigil, talagang we can talk for another hour about this film.
Oo.
Kung gusto nyo makaninig ng 2 oras na podcast, sabihin nyo sa comments. Magawa tayong Patreon version nito.
Whoa!
2 3-hour long podcast. Yeah, so I guess that's it for our episode talking about Wicked. If you've seen the film, please share with us what you thought about it. We would love to hear from you. Comment it on our social media accounts or down below on our Spotify episode page and on the YouTube episode page.
And don't forget to set your players to automatically download our new episodes so you don't miss out on our fun Sinigi conversations. By the way, to our new slew of followers,
Welcome.
welcome to the
podcast.
Yeah, and
Yes.
while you're at it, please give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you had fun or learned something new during this episode.
And as always, the studio and distributor of the film weren't given any creative control or editorial approval of this episode. They are hearing our review for the first time, same as you are.
A huge thank you to Universal Pictures, SM Cinema, and Gateway Cineplex 18 for inviting us to see the film twice. Wow, before it even came out. Yay! Thank you so much. We're watching it for a third, a fourth, a fifth time.
Yes.
Yes, unlimited.
Tapos paglabas-
Unlimited.
Paglabas sa Blu-ray, unlimited na din yan. Yeah.
The viewings are unlimited.
Ay, nako. Sige na, tama na to. Baka mga 2 hours podcast na to.
Oo nga.
For my co-host Angela, this has been Roy. Thank you for listening to the Cine Geeks podcast, where movies, TV, and all things geek collide.